Have you ever had the feeling that someone might admire you, but they've never actually said it? Maybe it's the way they look at you. Maybe it's how they remember little things you said weeks ago. Or maybe it's just a quiet feeling you can't quite explain. The truth is, admiration doesn't always show up in obvious ways. Most of the time, it hides in small behaviors, subtle reactions, and quiet moments that most people overlook. So today, we're going to explore 8 powerful signs someone may secretly admire you, even if they've never admitted it. And as we go through these signs, see if someone specific comes to mind. Welcome to Mind Matters Expert. Let's dive in. One of the first signs often appears in something very simple. They remember the smallest details about you. When someone admires you, they naturally pay attention. Not just to the big things, but to the tiny details most people forget. Maybe you mentioned your favorite coffee once. Weeks later, they remember it. Or you shared a random story. And suddenly they bring it up again days or weeks later. That's usually not coincidence. When someone admires you, your words tend to stay in their mind longer than usual. So here's something to think about. Is there someone who remembers things about you that even your close friends sometimes forget? Another common sign is that they often find reasons to be around you. Secret admirers usually try to stay close, without making it obvious. You may notice them sitting near you, joining conversations you're already part of, or somehow showing up in the same spaces again and again. At first, it feels random, but over time, you start seeing a pattern. Those coincidences start happening a little too often. And most of the time, it's not accidental. People naturally gravitate toward the people they admire. So let me ask you this. Do you know someone who somehow always ends up near you, even when they don't really have to be? Now, here's something even more revealing. Their body language tends to change when you're around. Body language rarely lies. Someone who secretly admires you might show it through small physical signals. They may hold eye contact just a little longer. They might turn their body toward you when you speak. Sometimes they lean slightly closer during conversations, or smile more when you're nearby. You might even notice them adjusting their appearance when they notice you, fixing their hair, straightening their clothes. These reactions are often unconscious, because when someone admires you, they naturally become more aware of themselves around you. So, the next time you see them, observe quietly. Do they suddenly seem a little more attentive when you're there? Another powerful sign shows up in how they treat your goals and achievements. They tend to encourage you more than others do. Someone who secretly admires you genuinely wants to see you succeed. They celebrate your wins, they support your ideas, and they often check in on your progress. For example, you casually mention you're working on something new. A few days later, they ask, "Hey, how's that going?" That simple follow-up reveals something important. They were actually listening, and they care about your progress. So think about this for a moment. Who in your life consistently encourages you, even when others barely notice your efforts? Here's something fascinating about human psychology. When people admire someone, they often begin to subtly mirror their behavior. Psychologists call this mirroring, and it happens without people even realizing it. They might laugh when you laugh. They might match your tone of voice. Sometimes they even start using similar phrases or expressions. Even posture can be mirrored. It's the brain's natural way of creating connection. Your mind subconsciously syncs with the person it admires. Here's a small experiment you can try. Next time you're talking to them, change your posture slightly. Wait a few seconds. Do they unconsciously copy it? If they do, that might reveal more than you think. Another interesting clue is that they sometimes seem slightly nervous around you. Even confident people can become a little awkward around someone they admire. You might notice them stumbling over their words, laughing a bit more than usual, or suddenly becoming quieter. It doesn't necessarily mean they're uncomfortable. In many cases, it means the opposite. They simply care about how you see them, and that pressure can make them a little nervous. In a strange way, that nervousness can actually be a compliment. So, ask yourself honestly, is there someone who suddenly acts a little different whenever you're around? In today's digital world, admiration often shows up online too. Someone who secretly admires you might interact with your social media more than others do. They like most of your posts. They reply to your stories. They send you random videos or posts that reminded them of you. Sometimes they comment more often than anyone else. For them, it's a comfortable way to stay connected. They get to interact with you without revealing too much. If this happens consistently, it usually means you're on their mind more often than you realize. So think about it. Is there someone who almost never misses your posts or stories? And finally, one of the clearest signs is simple but powerful. They show genuine curiosity about your life. Someone who admires you doesn't just want to know surface-level details. They want to understand who you really are. They ask questions like, how did you get interested in that? What do you enjoy doing the most? What's something you've always wanted to try? But the key thing is this. They don't just ask, they actually listen. Because real admiration always comes with real curiosity. So ask yourself this final question. Is there someone who seems truly interested in understanding the real you? When you step back and look at all these signs together, something interesting becomes clear. Admiration doesn't usually shout. Most of the time, it whispers through small gestures, quiet attention, and consistent effort. One sign alone might not mean much, but when several of these signs appear together, there's a good chance someone secretly admires you, even if they've never said it. Now, before we end this video, I have a small challenge for you. Think of one person in your life right now. Then ask yourself these 3 questions. Do they remember small details about you? Do they try to spend time around you? Do they show genuine curiosity about your life? If you answered yes to 2 or more of these, there's a strong chance that person secretly admires you. So here's the question I want you to answer. Who do you think it is? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoy exploring the psychology behind human behavior like this, don't forget to like this video, share it with someone who might enjoy it, and subscribe to Mind Matters Expert for more insights into the human mind and relationships. Because sometimes, understanding people better can completely change the way we see the world. And maybe even the way we see each other.